Okay. How is everyone? I'm back. I missed you. I totally missed you guys. It's me, Dr. Ivie Okundaye, and happy Tuesday. It's been a while. There is so much we have to talk about. I know this was kind of last minute, but you know what? We had to just do it. Okay, I'm just going to let you enjoy the title page. We're talking Roe v. Wade versus you. Again, my name is Dr. Ivie Okundaye, and I will not hold you up. This will be a short live, and I'm going to have a PowerPoint. In fact, let me just introduce myself, okay? Hello. Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me, if you're in here. Okay, I know definitely last kind of not a lot of notice, but I definitely wanted to come to you and talk to you. Okay, hold on. Let me do a little sound check. Ooh, I missed you guys. Ooh, I missed you guys. Okay, hold on. It's been a while. Wow, Roe v. Wade is just like rocking our world, right? Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Black Diamond, thank you for showing up like ready to go. Okay, let me display her. This is what she said. Good afternoon, Queen Sister Dr. Eva. Praying all is well with you and this chat. Thank you so much. Okay, Black Diamond, we have to get into it. Okay, what else? Um, I was chatting with her a little bit beforehand. She says, I'm well. Thank you for asking. Thank you for taking the time. Thanks, Black Diamond. Okay, let me just tell you, first of all, my name again is Dr. Ivie Okundaye, and I am a nephrologist, meaning kidney specialist. And my area of interest is really women's health, women's kidney health, right? And for those of you who are new, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are familiar with me, welcome back. I have missed you. It's been a while. It's been like over 6 months, right? But there's been so much going on with me, and I will say there's so much going on, but luckily, I'm moving forward and things are progressing in my career. I have so much to tell you, really. Now, last time when we have talked, we talked about like the toolkit, right? So for those of you who are familiar with my channel, we talk all things health and wellness on this channel. And if you are new to this channel, make sure to, like and subscribe, hit the like button, the thumbs up button, okay? I need your support. We're doing kind of a revamp at this point, and I'm totally excited. But yeah, I honestly started this channel a couple of years back really to give a voice and support to everything that was going on with COVID. At the time there was a lot of misinformation, and I wanted to just be a resource to demystify a lot of these things and talk about the importance of wearing masks. And we've made so many transitions, and so because of that our channel is transitioning, but the core and the essence is still the same. It's health and wellness and how to prioritize self-care. That is the key. So in the last couple of months, I've really been working on my research. I've been working on, my career and making sure everything is perfect. And I'm really excited to share some of these like amazing projects with you. Okay, so pardon me for my absence. I have not forgotten about you. Like literally, you guys are in my heart every single day. And honestly, you guys keep me going. And can I also just say thank you to everyone who gave me like words of encouragement and messaged me like, hey, where are you? Things are popping off on this topic, on this topic. But hey, we're here and we're back. And I'm ready more than ever. And I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give you everything that I have because, the world is evolving and obviously, and we have to evolve with it and arm ourselves. And to be forewarned is to be forearmed. And that's the goal of this channel. So today we're really going to be talking about Roe v. Wade. And you might think like, okay, what do I have to talk about? What does that have to do with me? So much, and we're going to get all into the details, but make sure first to like and subscribe on your way in, and definitely follow me on my Instagram and on my Twitter. Okay, so here's the thing. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a while and I'm back. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, let's see. So hopefully you can see that. Yay. Okay, so let's get into it. Roe v. Wade. This is a huge and important topic, right, guys? Obviously, it's dealing with reproductive health issues and it opens the floodgates for other topics. Of course, they're talking about, same-sex marriage. It's opening the floodgates for anything that's perceived as, quote, not natural, including contraception. So it's like, okay, I have to talk about this because that's my area of interest. Okay, so here's the thing. I may have to remove myself briefly. Okay. Let me reinsert myself here. Okay, you can barely see it, but I fit in. Okay, so here we're going to talk about kind of four major topics today, brief in and out. Number one is contraception. We're going to be talking about using protection, of which there are, related topics, the menstrual cycle, and having boundaries and standards, okay? So really, what are we talking about is basically how to prevent unintended pregnancies, basically. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the first topic. Okay, pregnancy and the cycle. I think it's important for men and women, and particular women, to better understand the menstrual cycle. So you guys know, in general, women understand this, that every month we get our cycle, meaning there's vaginal bleeding. Okay, so which means there's bleeding from the inner lining of the uterus. Okay, and so this is just a schematic that represents basically 28 days or 30 days in a calendar month, and basically the start of the cycle is the menstrual cycle in the red, and then the 2-week period really after your menstrual cycle is the highest risk of pregnancy. Now, I will put this caveat. Certainly, you can get pregnant at any time. Absolutely at any time. But just know that this blue or purple area where it says fertile, this is like the highest window, especially because ovulation takes place around day 14. On average. Now, this is not medical advice. This is not specific to you. This is just a schematic to represent in general how the body works. Okay, so if you want more details about about your specific menstrual cycle and your ovulation, discuss with your doctor and perhaps see an OB/GYN specialist. Okay. And of course, I can never say that you're infertile during this time. It's just a schematic. Remember, you can get pregnant at any time, but remember, ovulation is the time that, a woman releases an egg. And so if sperm is in that environment, pregnancy can occur. Remember, the highest risk is around the 2-week period after a menstrual cycle, but you can get pregnant at any time. So that's the first thing, is understanding your menstrual cycle or understanding the physiology of the body. Okay, so let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you're thinking in the chat, okay? These are extremely important topics. Now, the next topic is about contraception. And I'm big on contraception. I want to make sure you guys know, me and my team at Stanford, we published a paper in American Journal of Kidney Diseases looking at contraception. So that's something I was working on, and wanted to share some exciting news with you guys. But basically, we looked at how contraception is, possibly discussed in the medical record. Okay, so that research, if you want to learn more about it, we can talk. Definitely chat me up. You can message me on Instagram or on Twitter. Definitely, follow me and everything. You can email me. I'm definitely accessible. But certainly go to the American Journal of Kidney Diseases and you can look it up by my last name, Okundaye, Okundaye. And yeah, the data is all there. So we really are understanding and having better understanding about contraception in people with kidney disease, and that's being more studied in the literature in general. But yeah, very interesting. These are really important topics. Basically, there's a whole host of contraception agents. Of course, you guys are familiar with condoms, and we can talk more about that. But I'm also in support of IUDs, intrauterine devices. And so yeah, you know what, I love it because it's like a set it and forget it. Set it and forget it. Of course, you have the pills. The pills are something that are important. They're simple, they're easy to get, but you better remember, don't forget. Don't forget, right? That's number one. And then you have pills, patches, rings. Rings, just make sure to not forget it. Don't leave it in there. And there are different, sorts of contraception, and you can talk to your doctor more about that. But basically, they work by trying to change the physiology of your body to reduce the risk of pregnancy. And so this is the schematic, specifically looking at the IUD. So the schematic on the right, the picture on the right that shows that T-shaped plastic device in the uterus, that is just a representation of an IUD, meaning intrauterine device. A common one is Mirena, and it shows you, okay, how does it work? It, thins the uterine lining, it makes the cervical mucus more thick to reduce risk of pregnancy, and then also it inhibits the sperm from reaching and fertilizing an egg potentially. So it's a really important deal, and there's so many different ways to have contraception, okay? So I will just leave it at that. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, okay? Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat real quick. Thank you. Gorgeous. Okay, and then Sharon said, hi, Dr. Ivie, it's been a long time. Yeah, it's been a long time and I've missed you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, Silver Diamond. Oh, thank you for joining. She says, Doctor, miss you so much. I miss you more. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you're here. Okay, and then Black Diamond said, I found you on IG yesterday and here I am today. Look at God. Well, welcome again. There's more to come. Definitely subscribe if you haven't already, but there's so much more to come, specifically about reproductive health issues, self-care, and self-love, okay, and wellness topics. Okay, so let me move on to the next slide. I would say this is an important one, defining boundaries. I think we just have to be careful when engaging in sexual encounters, right? And for a lot of people, actually for most pregnancies in the United States are unplanned yet desired. And as a human being, and if you decide to get into a sexual relationship, there are boundaries that need to be had in place. I would love to talk more about this, but if you really do not desire to either have sex or to get pregnant, I think it's important to look at time and location. So when are you most likely to engage in sexual behavior if you really don't want to or don't intend to? Often it can be any time, but of course, sometimes men and women may make boundaries and say, after 10 p.m., I go home. Do you know what I mean? Or location. I don't go to people's homes, period, until certain conditions are met, until we're in an exclusive relationship or there's, more trust and understanding. So when I say time and location, I'm talking about you physically. Where are you? What are you doing? And how do you put protections in place so that you're not in a position where it's hard to say no, or it's hard to, you're engaging in something or you're tempted. Do you know what I mean? This is basically saying, like, hey, okay, how do I protect myself before pills, before, you know, um, procedures? How do I protect myself from getting pregnant or getting someone else pregnant? Because this channel is for men and women, it's for everybody. Okay. And then, of course, choosing partners. Part of the issue is, people feel like, hey, I engaged in something I didn't mean to engage in. I don't want this person to necessarily be the father of my child or the mother of my child. So being selective about, who you engage in a sexual relationship with. I'm not a relationship expert by any means, but your relationship does absolutely affect your health. Facts. Okay, so choosing a good partner, however you define partner, does impact your health and can have good or bad consequences. So there's a lot that plays into it. Of course, it's not just the emotional um, the emotional energy and strength that it may require, but it's also, if you're engaging in sexual relationship with somebody, you are potentially putting yourself at risk for STDs. And you know what I always say about that? Definitely get tested. I'm a huge proponent of getting tested. Okay, so that's really it. Define your boundaries, know who you are as a man, as a woman. Define your values. Does this person meet your criteria for potentially getting pregnant? You being a woman potentially getting pregnant, or if you're a man getting that person pregnant. Think think carefully. So that's really it. Really, this is just a quick overview of, okay, how do we protect ourselves and how do we reduce risk of unanticipated pregnancies. Okay, last, summary point, always discuss these options with your doctor. Anytime you have questions about, hey, what do I do? What's the right move here? How do I protect myself from pregnancy, STDs, or whatever? Always discuss this with your doctor. Now, an important point is I think it's important to know, if you were to get pregnant today, or if you're a man, if that woman were to get pregnant today, is that person at high risk? Is that person at risk for being a high risk pregnancy with potential complications? Okay, so what am I talking about? Age has something to do with it. The higher the age of the woman, there's always increased risk. There's increased risk, especially after the age of 35, of poor maternal and fetal outcomes. Not for everybody, and we don't want that. We don't wish that on anybody, but the risk increases as as the age of the egg increases in a woman. The other thing is, lupus, diabetics. Okay, lupus has some certain conditions that are associated with pregnancy loss, unfortunately. Diabetics, obese patients, of course, those with kidney disease. I would be remiss to not mention kidney disease, right? So it's actually extremely important that we take those things into account. Now, the other thing is, any medical condition. I think it's important to discuss with your doctor, if you were to get pregnant, how would that affect mom and potential baby. I think it's important to know upfront, what are your risks, number one. And then two is to stabilize those risks. Like, for example, with lupus, there are times that if a woman with lupus, let's say over the age of 35, has clots in the body, that person may be at risk for pregnancy complications and actually pregnancy loss. So treat the lupus carefully. Stabilize the lupus, get healthy. I hope what I'm saying makes sense. Let me know in the chat, message me, let me know what you're thinking. But stabilize those medical issues so that if you were to become pregnant, there's not as much of a risk of a high risk pregnancy. Take care of yourself. See your doctor. Go to your yearly physicals and your yearly checkups. And of course, anything that keeps mom or potential mom happy and healthy is the right key. Okay. So balanced diet and exercise regularly, because of course, leading cause of death in this country is heart disease, heart attack, stroke. And so part of these things and lifestyle adjustments can make all the difference, to be honest. I've literally even had patients reduce the number of pills or medications they're on just because they took care of themselves, lost some weight, control their diabetes better. It's really amazing. It's amazing. So that's really it. I just want to say thank you for joining me this afternoon. It's a quick, 30-minute live. I'm not sure the exact format of our future lives, but once a week we can make it happen. Okay. It was a pleasure talking to you. And make some suggestions to me about topics you want to see, anything that you're interested in. We can make it happen. All right. My name again is Dr. Ivie Okundaye, and it's spelled Ivie, I-E. I think you can see that there. Definitely follow me on Instagram. My IG is dr.ivie.o. Okay. It's a pleasure talking to you guys. Have a wonderful day and an amazing week, and we'll catch you next time. Okay? Bye.